All right. Is there a way?
Time becomes distance.
See how much time we have left. She said we have 3 months. Um, we'll fail in 72 days. Oof. All right, so you're getting better. Good. Don't be scared of the timer.
Step, step, step.
I feel like I should be though.
My life is a burden.
Why is there a quest marker there?
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Jode?
How may I serve you?
Need the help of a cleric? God, scrolls are so expensive. I thought old school Fallout 1 timer of death. Well, at least there's that. Damn. Got a lot of diamonds, doesn't he? Scroll of Cure Light Wounds. Ooh, yes. That's expensive, though. Let's do 8. One more. And she use it? You can, though. You've got Arcana. You might be able to learn magic scrolls. Okay. Can't learn. Copy to spell book. Okay, so it's only certain spells. We learned Vanish. Okay. Okay. Go to the trading post. When we find shelter, get fresh information about the bandits at the trading post of a certain Olag. Thank you. All right, let's just rest. Maybe something will happen while we sleep. Could you tell me about your childhood, please? Too little. Some scraps of memories, no more than that. What exactly do you remember? Nothing special. Some images of a faraway past, that's all. I do remember wooden table legs. The paint on them was peeling off, and I was standing on my toes, trying to peek at what was on the table. I remember the wild rose by the window. It kept me up at night, scratching the glass with its gnarled branchlets. I do remember my mother's blue dress. It was a trifle battered, but it smelled of lavender. I guess that's all. Not much there, right? All those memories. It's like they're not mine at all. I recall some images and how I should feel something about them, but I don't remember what exactly I should feel. So let them rot in a swamp with the Hatzelworms. My life is good enough without them. What do you know about your parents? You're a half-elf, right? Am I? No, I think you might be right. I'm rather slim and tall, and I can see well in dim light. Ah. They're a bit pointy, yes. I'm definitely a half-elf. What a smart ass. Let's think about that logically. So my mother was an elf, my father was a human. Or maybe it was the other way around, and my mother was a... So that's it. You know about as much about my parents as I do. Do you remember how you were enslaved? I clearly remember the man who took me away from my home. He was big, with a huge pot belly and shaggy beard. I was afraid he would eat me. Anyway, he didn't stay with me long. He gave me to his slaver accomplices, and I never saw him again. When my mother was giving me to him, she was crying. I can still barely hear her quiet voice, but I can't recall her words or her face behind the tears, just that lavender smell. It tickled my nose, and I wanted to sneeze. Did my mother sell me into slavery? But then why was she crying? And if she didn't want me to be a slave, why didn't she try to save me? One more riddle from my past I don't care to solve. It must be horrible being unable to recall your childhood. Though I recall my childhood in rather bright details, it was spent in dirty barracks. I wore flea-infested rags and slept on a straw mattress instead of a proper bed. So, I understand what you mean. You know, to be honest, I'm not sure I want to remember my childhood before slavery. If I could remember what I lost, it would probably just bring me more pain. So it's good that I don't remember much of anything. Find my voice very relaxing. Probably one of the few in the world who do. You want to know how you get this voice? 25 years of smoking and gargling with gravel every morning. Will you tell me about your life in slavery? I don't like to recall it, but if you insist. The slavers from the Technic League tried to ruin my life. All they could do was ruin my childhood. How did you happen to find yourself in the Stolen Lands? My enslavers from the Technic League funded a large expedition into the Stolen Lands. 100 agents, tens of slaves, wagons. We were to search for some ancient artifacts or ancient ruins. That's true, Tiger, but I'm one of those people I have a uneasy time knowing how to take compliments. I'm not used to them. Do I smoke weed? I have, but I'm not a fan of the smell of weed. But I'm not against it. As long as you're not smoking it like right next to me, because like I said, I don't like the smell of weed. Just 9 times out of 10, it's going to smell like a skunk to me. I do have edibles up there, though. Both CBD and THC. But I've smoked cigarettes for like 25 years. I've drastically cut back lately, though. Like yesterday, I think I smoked 2 cigarettes. Our group never made it to the technically hideout. Along the way, I was attacked by the future owner of the stolen lands himself, and I'll be forever grateful to him for it. Oh, this voice, it also helps to have some sinus congestion as well. Did you have many masters over the years? Yes, many of them. Some owned me for years. Others felt they had had enough of me in a couple months. Trust me, I did all I could to make every master eager to get rid of me. A slave that's trained in magic is a rather expensive thing, so they wouldn't kill me. At least, that was the hope. So I drooled and played an idiot. I listened to every new master argued with my former one, trying to return me. Sometimes I punctured the pages of magic books I was forced to copy with a quill. Other times I pretended to mix up the spells. So instead of lighting a magic torch, I set dozens of dancing lights floating just below the ceiling. Of course, most of these tricks of mine usually ended badly. I got punished on a regular basis. My back still remembers the master's whips, though all my scars from those times are long gone. Where did you learn to use magic? I was taught magic by Janusz of Starfall, one of the most famous wizards in Numeria. Maestro Janusz, as he was insisted on calling himself. Anyone would be happy to learn from a great master, and only a talentless bitch like me would dare reject his teachings and indulge in her laziness. At least that's what Maestro Janusz used to repeat constantly while whipping knowledge into my back. The great Maestro was a big fan of punishment. The Technic League didn't care if a few slaves died under the master's whip, as long as Maestro Janusz provided an arcane trained one in return. Officially, there's no slavery in Numeria. The Technic League is above any law. A slave with an aptitude for the arcane is worth much more than a regular one. The slave's repertoire is limited to the simplest and safest spells, of course. Have you ever tried to run away? What a silly question. Of course I tried. As soon as we saw even the tiniest opportunity to get free, Greg and I grabbed for it. On one occasion, we jumped from the cart into the river. There was a time when we spent weeks trying to dismantle the far wall of the barracks and make a path out. Sometimes we attacked our guards when they least expected it. We craved freedom. We lived only to dream about it. Those short days, sometimes weeks, that we spent on the run were the happiest days of my life. We used to hide in the woods or blend in with the crowd on the streets of Starfall. Midnight stars were our guiding lights, and we shared our dream with them to reach the river kingdoms. For in these lands, there were neither slaves nor masters. We were starving and freezing, but that was the real life. Too bad it usually ended too soon. The Technic League agents always found us in the end. I don't know how they managed to do it. They probably used magic, or maybe it was just our fate. They whipped us and returned us to our old masters or sold us to new ones. But the old ones refused to pay. So we were slaves again, but the dream about river kingdoms never left our hearts. Have your masters ever hurt you? She's already told you they hurt her. You figured that out, didn't you? Or maybe you want to hear all about the beatings I survived, the humiliations I've endured. Imagine the worst thing one person can do to another and multiply it tenfold. That's what happened to me nearly every day in slavery. Masters, oh, how I hate that word. They punished me because they wanted to hurt me. What hurt even more was the mere fact of their existence. Wait, I want to tell you. The Technic League agents you rescued us from. Greg and I tried to run away many times, but they always managed to find us eventually. I have no reason to hope that this time they've lost track of us for good. I won't let anyone harm those who are dear to me. Whatever happens, you can count on me. Thank you. She trusts me. Ah, you poor child. What kind of relationship do you have with Regungar? We're together. The way you said we're together sounded unconvincing. Is something wrong? You've noticed? I didn't mean that. Now I have to explain. I'm not sure how to put it correctly, you see. Reg seems to treat me like his property. He's always kind to me, and it feels good when we travel together or when we share a blanket at the campsite. But he always calls me my Octavia. I've told him over and over that I don't belong to anyone, that I'm my own, and that I stay with him by my own free will. He only grins when I say that. I bet he likes to think I'm his. Never mind though, I'll sort it out somehow. This isn't going to end well. When did you meet Reg? Years ago, when I was studying magic at Maestro Janush's. Reg was his student too, though you couldn't actually say he was really studying anything. Red had his own ways to cast spells. He never needed the Maestro's instructions. You see, unlike wizards, Reg draws power directly from his innate bloodline abilities. Janush didn't realize the nature of Reg's powers when he took the young boy as his new student. When he finally understood them, he just taught the negligent half-orc to control his powers to avoid harming himself or the others. Greg and I have been together ever since. We could both use magic, but more importantly, we both craved freedom. We used to vow to each other that someday we'd break free from the unbearable captivity or die trying together. I guess it's good that we fulfilled the only first part of that vow. You owe him much? I don't like this "owe" word. I don't owe anybody anything to anybody. Everything I do of my own free will. But to answer your question, yes, Reg has done a lot for me. I can't count how many times he was whipped by masters because of me. How many times he took the blame for my doings. He never complained when they dragged him, beaten and covered in blood, to the slave barracks. He just groaned and clenched his fists while I bandaged his wounds with the scraps of my filthy clothing. We've always been together my whole life, as slaves and as free people. I wouldn't be me if not for him. The fact that Reg is so impulsive doesn't bother you? That's a very, very delicate matter. Reg means a lot to me, and he endured a lot for me. But some parts of him just scare me. It becomes extremely bloodthirsty when it comes to slavers. I mean, it's understandable. Don't get me wrong, I hate slavers with all my heart, and I'll do a lot to cleanse the world of their filth. But Reg, he'd do anything, understand? Absolutely anything. I'm afraid that anger might kill everything good in him. I've attempted to talk him out of it many times, but he just won't listen. He becomes even angrier after our conversations. I just have to ask, how do you manage to look so gorgeous, even when we're out in the middle of nowhere? Oh, so you've noticed. My appearance is a result of daily effort, and it's not easy. Do you know how much time it takes to create good makeup, or to mend a dress, or even with the help of magic? So if someday you wake up early, an hour before dawn or so, you can actually check on me, you'll see how I prepare myself for a new day. God, this is so cheesy. Oh, Octavia, the flower of the stolen lands, you're as beautiful as you are dangerous. You strike down monsters with your spells as you strike down people with your beauty. worship Calistria? Calistria? I like cheese, just not cheesy romanticisms. Yes, many slaves survived only thanks to their faith. Some lived hoping for a day when a good deity would deliver them. Some even offered deals to the evil gods, but me and Reg, Calistria, has taught us the most important things. Expect no gifts from above. Rely only on ourselves. Never forgive those who wronged us. But at the same time, savor every droplet of pleasure we could squeeze from our bleak days. It's amazing how after all your hardships, you still remain so cheerful and optimistic. I try not to view my life as a never-ending course of sufferings. Yes, I've had my share of hard times, but do I need to recall them? After all, along with the bad things, I had some good things as well. I had a dream and I followed it, and eventually it came true. Following that path, I met Reg and you, and now I'm free and surrounded by friends. Why do you need to find the Technic League agents? I broke free from slavery. Thanks to you, I've obtained everything I dreamed of, my freedom and the opportunity to control my life. I want to use this opportunity to fight the Technic League, at least the part of it that operates here in the Stolen Lands. I wish to free all the slaves from their Technic League masters. I do believe that while we're together, we can achieve this. Achieve a lot, even this. All right. Regonar. What do you want? Have a little chat? All right. It's not like we have anything better to do. Tell me about yourself. What is there to know? I was born. I am alive. I haven't died yet. That enough for you? Jesus Christ. Straight to the point and no bullshit. You remember your childhood? What a crap question. I was just a kid when they sold me. Before that, I don't remember much. Smoky fires, stinky hides, always bumping along on a horse. I think I was born in one of the Kelid tribes of Numeria. There are many. Some survive on their own. Some give up their pride and serve the Technic League. Guess mine was one of the cowards, if they sold their own kids. Just look at her stats and then you'll love her. Nah. What matters is the character, not just the numbers. I remember my father's hands. Rough, scarred, white. So I guess I get this green skin from my mother. But I don't remember her. I remember playing with another half-orc child. A brother, maybe. For some reason they didn't sell him, just me. Father gave him his dagger to play with. Never gave it to me. I don't want to remember. Forget all this. I'm an orphan. The numbers do matter. I grew up a slave. That I remember well. So many things burned into my memory. Most of all, I remember her, my Octavia. Today we're almost the same age. Back then, she was twice as young as me. Just a child, but a brave one. Cunning, bold, and beautiful. The most beautiful girl in the world. The three sizes? What do you mean? What deity do you worship? Never got much help from the gods so far. But if you make me choose, I'd say Calistria. Who else could I worship? The savored sting, the goddess of pleasure, fun, and revenge. Oh yes. Where did you get your magical powers? What magical powers? The hell are you talking about? Oh, you mean these? I've had them since I was born. At least one thing I can thank my scum parents for. Maybe these powers are why they sold me into slavery. Think they were scared? Who knows? Damn Numerians. Oh, about the 3 seashells, but The 3 sizes? At the Technic League, they drew my blood, did experiments, burned me with fire, tortured me with cold, electricity, and they told me, you won't believe it, they told me I have blue dragon blood in my veins. Not bad, huh? I'm a dragon, you freaks. Come check my blood if you dare. What do your tattoos mean? They're magical. They help me control my powers. The Technic League gave them to me. I'd hoped that somehow, somewhere in my body, there was at least a sign left by my tribe, but no. I guess they didn't care to bother. To hell with them. I better hope I never find them. If I ever meet my father, I'll even the score between us. Yeah, that sounds about right, Tiger. How do you manage to use both a sword and magic and not cut off your fingers? That's simple. I'm just that bloody good. Why should I care about their suffering? I do what I want. If I step on someone's toes, then they shouldn't have put themselves in my way. Chasing someone down just to torture them, it's only entertainment for maniacs like the Technic League. Well, on second thought, for them, I would make an exception. I'd love to watch as I fry them nice and slow. But why do you ask? Do my methods shock you? You treat your enemies like that. What makes you better than them? And why would you think I want to be better? What does that even mean? I have no delusions of purity. I don't need to prove myself or my enemies that I'm better than them. Morally, spiritually, whatever. I just want them rotting in the ground so I can live, drink wine, and piss on their graves. He makes a good point. Tell me about your life in Numeria. You mean my life as a slave? I didn't see much, except for the slave barracks and the technics, or the League's twisted laboratories. How did you happen to become a slave? I was sold by my own tribe when I was just a little brat. So I grew up in slave barracks. I was raised to be sold like a battle animal. They tried to break me, but they picked the wrong brat. No matter how much you beat this animal, he only gets angrier. Why did your masters teach you magic? Can't you guess? Because magic's in my blood. That's why they bought me. I wasn't raised some lowly mop slave, but as a murder machine. I'd fetch quite a nice sum of gold. Might also ask if they knew I'd take the first opportunity to rip their own guts out, using everything they taught me. Of course they did, but that's the Technic League. They calculate risk. Nope, camera's back. Octavia kept pretending to be simple-minded so they wouldn't expect anything of her, but I made every effort, but they didn't teach me much. What is there to teach? It's not book magic, it's innate. They made me practice with my sword more. But I did my best in everything. I studied all I could. And they knew they were raising an enemy, but they thought they could keep me on a short leash. Or sell me to someone with deep pockets, so I'd become someone else's problem. But who won in the end, huh? Who is free? Who will bury them all? What else did you see beyond your life in chains? What could I have seen? Well, when we ran through Starfall. That's a fine city. Big, loud, many merchants, things to see, things to steal. But I didn't have much chance to walk around. It's the very nest of the sodding Technic League. We were focused more on getting out alive. What's up, Swift? We met some barbarians. Asked them who might know what tribe I'm from, but they didn't know anything. I don't have any tribal tattoos. Nothing. Actually, they are all right. Well, some of them. The blood pikes, for one, they're great. All the rivers are theirs. We sailed with them during one of our escapes, almost all the way to Brevoy. and they didn't turn us in. But the White Scars got us after that. Those guys are shit. They've sold their pride to the Technic League. One more thing. One time, Octavia and I tried to escape and stumbled across a Numerian monster. I'll never forget it. A huge spider the size of a house. It's always a goddamn spider. Made of metal. Spitting fire, shooting deadly rays all around. That thing could probably tear even a dragon to pieces. Ruined our escape plans, too. We had to go back. Did you try to escape? What do you think? Of course we did. Redundant questions, like he's regaled us with tales of escapes already. Of course we tried. I stopped counting how many times. Jumped from windows, dug tunnels, choked out guards, or seduced them. That happened too. But those dirtbags caught us every time. Every bloody time. My back is covered with whip scars. Lucky we were prized property. It spent too much gold on us to kill us. Anyone else would have been hung and forgotten, but they kept trying to break us and recoup their expenses. I don't know whether I could have survived by sheer stubbornness if it weren't for Octavia. Probably couldn't have. I would have just given up and died, but I had to pull my girl out of that meat grinder. And she believed in me and had enough hope for both of us. When I lay there with my back slashed to pieces, she whispered to me about the river kingdoms, where there is no slavery, where everyone can go wherever they want and take whatever they want. I'll be damned, but I thought she was just making this up to keep her hopes alive, and now it turns out to be true. All of it, every last word. No chains, no slaves, no laws. Just live and be happy. Is slavery legal in Numeria? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. There are some laws against it, but even in Starfall, a third of the people live in bondage. And that's the capital. Regions where the Black Sovereign's hand doesn't reach, they hold to tribal customs instead of laws. Barbarians don't keep slaves. Instead, they have thralls. Big bloody difference. On top of all that mess, there's the Technic League. Law and custom mean nothing to those slime balls. They just take whatever and whoever they want. What kind of relationship do you have with Octavia? Well, my Octavia and I don't have a relationship. We have a life together. Might want to discuss that with her a little more. It doesn't sound like she agrees. How did you meet? Back when we were children, we were taken as apprentices by a great spellmaster, Janusz. Maestro Janusz, he called himself. He was our teacher. Well, he made Octavia read books and memorize spells. I have my own innate magic. He trained me a bit, taught me how to control my gifts, so I wouldn't lose control and incinerate myself like a dumbass. Oh, teacher, we'll meet again. There's one more test I must pass. But you're asking about my Octavia. We've been together all our lives. We learned everything together. How to weave magic, how to survive, and as we grew older, we learned how to love. Without each other, we never would have gotten out of there, that's for sure. We would have given up and surrendered to death. But together, that's a very different story. Not the first time, not the 10th, but eventually we made it out. Why do you call her yours? Doesn't seem to like that very much. My girl loves freedom so much, and even a slight chance of losing it frightens her. She is so smart. You really think she feels like I'm trying to make her mine, like an apple stolen at a market? Me, who is skinned alive, for trying to help her escape? She's afraid of the word my, and you should stop doing it. Because she doesn't understand the difference between my boots and my heart. But she will understand, sooner or later. I don't like the sound of that. Are you and Octavia faithful to each other? Octavia and I are connected, and this connection cannot be broken. We grew into each other, you know? Jealousy is for weak cowards who don't trust each other and are scared of being tricked. If a knight on the side threatens your love, that means There was no real love there to begin with, so they're swingers. Got it. She and I are together to the end. We will never part from each other. So when she likes some lad or lass, it's no drama to me. I just ask her whether she wants me to leave them alone or join in, and she does the same. What, are you judging us? Or maybe you just want to join us in our tent, hmm? I'm not here to judge, just curious. You asked, I answered. When you pry into others' lives, don't be surprised you find something that will keep you up at night. Okay. All right, let's rest. Does she have anything new to say? Nope.
Step, step, step.
Oh. Never spoke to Harem. Eh? What? Ah, you Drast. Did I startle you? I'm sorry. No, that doesn't matter. I was just contemplating the futility of existence and the worthlessness of the universe. The ways of Grotus are great. My humble mortal mind cannot fully grasp them. But I do what I can. Tell me about your past. My life is divided into two parts. The first was filled with blind wondering, doubts, and attempts to serve Torag. The second part began when I accepted Grotus into my soul and received a clear vision of the world. What exactly would you like to know? Where are you from? My life began in Larad, a city of dwarven clerics and acolytes. They serve Torag and the other dwarven gods. Torag's brothers Angrad and Magrim, Torag's wife Fulgrit, his daughter Bolka, and his sons Grundanar, Coles, and Trud are also Torag's sister Drangvit. I wouldn't be surprised if they built a temple to Torag's pet dog. Sorry, I let myself get carried away. Arad is the second largest dwarven city in the Five Kings Mountains. It's built up around numerous temple caverns, which has served as places of worship for all the dwarven gods. Many pilgrims from every corner of Galarian come to Larad to pray to their gods. Some remain to live there. The city is simply imbued with faith. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a cleric. It's no surprise, inspired by the aura of this city, that I decided as a young boy to dedicate all my efforts to becoming a cleric of Torag. You once tried to serve Torag? Not just tried, it was a burning passion. I craved it by day and dreamt of it at night. You see, Drast, from my first days, I felt the presence of the god at my back, heard his whispers and felt his power, though the nature of his power was unclear to me. I thought Torag himself was trying to speak to me, and I did all that I could to understand his words. Oh, what a naive fool I was. I had no idea that Torag, that uncompromising conceited god glamorized by all dwarves, was capable of betrayal. He turned away from me, Drast. He left me in the hour when I put all my hopes in him and desperately needed his support. Torag is the god of craftsmanship, so every follower, especially the clerics, must smith their own suit of armor. The day when his work is finished is like the second birthday for a dwarf. He's newly born in the eyes of Torag. My second birthday never came. I couldn't make armor, not even a sword, not even a simple nail. My hammer smashed my fingers and fell on my feet. Molten iron burned my hands. The clerics laughed as they healed me. They used to say I was cursed by Torag. So I finally gave up my attempt to please the betrayer god. Even if Torag really has rejected you, is that enough Reason to leave your homeland? You don't know much about dwarves. Back on a dwarf cursed by Torag, gone live in a city where every single soul bows to Torag. I was alone, disgraced, humiliated, insulted. What was TMI? I was trying to drown my sorrows in drink, but even the owner of the cheapest pub on the road would laugh at me while he put those mugs in front of me. I couldn't take it any longer. Wanted everything to end. There was one thing that kept me going and prevented me from ending my life. I could still hear that divine whisper behind my back, yet it was faint. It took a long time before I could hear it clearly, but having heard it once, I could never forget it. It was clear that none of Lorad's deities favored me, so I left the Five Kings Mountains and went out searching. I didn't think dwarves ever worshipped Grotus. How did you learn about him? Oh, but that blessed day became the beginning of a new life, alone and abandoned by all. I spent many dull hours in a filthy tavern by the roadside. I don't recall the town or even the country. I had no money. In fact, all I had was a hunk of stale bread. I was weary and almost fainted from hunger. That was the moment when the whisper from my God became more clear. It was like he was calling me. At last, my suffering had come to an end. It was a miracle, Drast, and I paid full price for it with my torments. What's up, Ego? Hey, Ego. Ego. Fuck you, bud. I couldn't control myself. I walked out of the tavern and straight into the nearest forest, and there I found the ruined temple of Erodin, the lost god. Several figures, clad in robes, were holding a silent service there, a service to a god I knew nothing of. Nothing minded when I stood beside them. For the first time in my life, I felt myself at home. My new brothers told me that they were clerics of Grotus, the god of end times. They were traveling around Golarion, spreading the teachings of Grotus, despite all the persecution, contempt, and misjudgment they received from others. I gladly shared this burden with them. For now, I knew those voices had whispered to me through all these years. No, whose voice had whispered to me all those years. So you couldn't make even a simple now, and you blamed Torag. Are you suggesting that my problem was not a curse, just my own ability to work with metal? Or maybe you're saying I was just too lazy. You just didn't have the skill needed. You're a fool if you think so. An ignorant fool. Have you ever met a dwarf who can't handle a smith's hammer? Even our children craft knives. No. Torag is the cause of my sufferings. The betrayer god deliberately cursed me, just to make a laughing stock of me. But I won't let myself get angry at you, Drast. You're an ignorant, blind soul, and my aim is to guide you through this dying world that marches towards its end. I will open your eyes or die trying. Grotus will be pleased by either outcome. I saved Psychotic's roommate. I had a talk with a roommate. Turns out Psychotic was only ever allowed to take 4 slices of bacon. His roommate never noticed the whole four-piece thing until I said something. Now his roommate's gonna fight for his right for more bacon. Good, because Psychotic is psychotic. Who only eats 4 slices of bacon at a time? You cook the entire pack and eat the entire pack. It's nonsense. Hey, Lana, have you ever heard of someone who cooks only 4 slices of bacon out of a pack, reseals it, puts it away? Or do you just cook the bulk of it? You can see it being plausible. Is a single person living alone? No, you cook the entire pack and you just make shit with the bacon. Or you just eat the bacon. If you're buying a jumbo pack, yeah, it's understandable. Right. If you're buying like a in bulk jumbo pack, yeah, that makes more sense to separate it out, freeze it, whatever. But not 4 slices. This person is saying that if you cook more than 4 slices, he's saying it never happens. It doesn't happen. It never happens. Nobody needs more than 4 slices of bacon. Always the whole pack. If there's 2 of you, you split it. If you're alone, you eat the whole thing. Yeah. It was an argument he got into with one of our friends yesterday. And apparently, his psychotic is his name. Huh? Oh, God. And he claims that no one ever needs more than 4 slices of bacon. That is very untrue. I'll make a whole bacon sandwich out of nothing but an entire pack of bacon. No, you don't. The cholesterol will kill me eventually. Although every blood test I go to for a physical comes back normal, so you're screwed. I didn't have one a couple years prior to the last one, and it was still fine. And that was with eating a big juicy hamburger right before it. Even though I wasn't supposed to. You're the one that took me to the restaurant. It was a physical. No. No, I was going for a physical. That's the only reason I was going. This woman. Now you want some bacon? Do we have any bacon? Oh, shit. Oh, well. Blame ego. All you have to do is just say, hey, ego, fuck you. No. It's a thing. Canned dehydrated bacon? Sounds like bacon bits. Speaking of bacon, Burger King has a new garlic bacon king. Remember what happened the last time you mentioned Burger King's new bacon sandwiches? Is that what we're doing for lunch? All right, let me look at this garlic bacon king. Let's take a look. This is what he's talking about. Double garlic bacon king. They don't go into any detail about it, though. I don't know what they are. I hope not, because that's going to be a lot of garlic. It can't be garlic chips. Love how the stream has come to a complete standstill while we discuss the do's and don'ts of bacon. Bacon is serious business. People are passionate about bacon. Myself included. All right, back to the game. I'd like to learn more about dwarves. Most dwarves are self-satisfied, stubborn fools serving Torag. They don't deserve my good attitude, but you can ask what you want. I'll try to answer. Tell me about the Five Kings Mountains. Dwarven Kingdom, yes. Well, it's to the south from here. It survived many trials, and there will be more yet to come. There is no unity among the dwarves, Drast. The Five Kings rule over our people. They sit on the thrones of the 5 greatest cities. And with every passing day, it grows harder for them to come to any agreement. The only thing uniting the Five Kings Mountains is the Sky Citadel of High Helm, the great dwarven fortress at the mountain's heart. They're garlic pieces, so I'm guessing fried garlic. Might be too much garlic. I'll try it though. What? The calories? The calories for just a sandwich. That's 1,137. I'll take 2. Have the dwarves always lived on the surface? Oh no, eons ago all the dwarves lived deep beneath the surface, and they did rather well, judging by the historic records. They built fortresses befitting noble dwarves, but our restless god Torag sent us a prophecy, the quest for the sky. He ordered all the dwarves to abandon their fortresses and press upward, to show their beards to the sun, as they say. This journey was long and bloody. Many dwarves perished along the way. Others turned back, keeping to their ancient strongholds, eventually to turn into evil dwarger. Grey dwarves. Those who survived reached the surface and founded the Sky Citadels, the most glorious cities in dwarven histories. Tell me about the Sky Citadels. Oh, they're the peaks of creation, glorious cities, built by the ancient dwarves who finally reached the surface after many hardships, performing the final labor of their quest for the sky on the surface of Galarian. They are steadfast, tall, magnificent. They are beautiful. The 10 citadels were built by the dwarves, but we've managed to keep only a few. The citadels crumbled, and the orcs, sworn enemies of our people, trampled their blessed streets and ruined the gorgeous palaces of the ancient kings. These were heavy losses, and a disgrace to our people, Drast. High Helm is the jewel of the citadels that remain. It's located in the heart of the mountains, in the heart of every dwarf. Yes, yes, my heart too. There's a dwarven saying that if an enemy reaches High Helm, every dwarf from all corners of the world will come to defend it. I'd be there too, but not to help the Citadel's defenders. I'd be there to witness the fall of our people with my own eyes and mourn it. I would fall upon the cold stone and raise my final prayer to Grotus. I'd like to talk about your god, Grotus. You wish to learn about Grotus? Yes, of course. I'll answer anything you ask. What are Grotus's teachings about in a nutshell? Grotus is the end of all that exists. He's Kang? Look around, Drast. What do you see? Look again and realize that everything will be destroyed. Our clothing and our armor will turn to dust. The walls of the palaces will crumble into ruins. The trees will fall. And you and I will die much sooner than that. You don't like garlic enough. Your Italian ancestors would be ashamed of how little you like garlic. Grotus is a timeless watcher. He's been locked away by Pharasma, the goddess of rebirth. From her boneyard, he watches over the world, knowing the time for the final reaping shall come. He is bloated. He is the bloated moon hanging in the sky. He is the harbinger of the last days. He is the one who will stay when the others are gone. Pharasma has Grotus locked in her boneyard, so she's stronger than Grotus. Of course she is stronger, for now. Grotus is weaker than Pharasma, and many other gods. I would be a fool if I tried to claim otherwise. If Grotus were stronger, the end times would already have come, wouldn't they? I guess we'll find out for lunch, you go. Usually clerics can speak with their gods. What does Grotus say to you? What is his will? Grotus doesn't speak to his clerics. Actually, Grotus doesn't need any clerics. He only allows his whispers to be heard, and only by those who are dying to hear them. His words are unclear, but they call to you. His voice comes with a soft rustle of fallen leaves, the woeful wailing wind at the mountain pass, with the roar of the raging blizzard, and it calls to you to strike out on the road. Onwards, always onwards, over the pass, over the bridge, and further along. Up ahead, where the edge of a gray robe flashed, and a candle sputtered for the last time before dying. Onwards, always onwards, until your feet can no longer carry you. Thank you for telling me about Grotus. I've learned enough for now. Now let me ask you, what do you think about Grotus? It was interesting to learn about him, no more, no less. I'm glad to talk with you about Grotus anytime. After all, that's why I travel in your company. Have you ever regretted your decision to abandon Torag and start worshipping Grotus instead? Your question might seem offensive, Drast, but I'm not offended. I realize you ask it because you wish to learn more about Grotus. Torag betrayed me, Drast. All he's ever done was look down with contempt on my futile efforts to please him. I crafted armor plates, but they fell apart with a single strike of a fist. I smith words, but they broke at the hilt. Smith swords, not words. We missed an S. Torag's priest used to say that such failures were the curse of their uncompromising deity. It was Grotus who opened my eyes. He showed me that failure is a manifestation of his will. The end time is near, Drast, and nearly every failure is just another step towards it. Torag's curse is only half the reason for my failure. The other half is the blessing of Grotus, which I have borne from early childhood. So the short answer to your question is no. I've never regretted opening my soul to Grotus. From what I've heard, Grotus doesn't spare the minds of his clerics. They all go insane eventually. Is that true? Ha! Who told you that? I'd like to look that slander in the eye. He is a bit insane. You see, Drast, sanity is quite a relative concept. Each of us is certain that he's the sanest creature in the world. Meanwhile, we periodically doubt the sanity of others. So what happens if 2 or 3 people claim that someone else is insane? Does that make it true? Perhaps the accusers have lost their minds themselves. The longer a cleric listens to the whispers of Grotus, the better he comprehends the essence of his designs, and the deeper his understanding becomes. When enlightenment comes, the mind of a cleric ascends to a new level of understanding. which is inaccessible to simple souls. Is it insanity? This is for you to decide. But my decision was made long ago. When I reach enlightenment, I'll accept it with joy and delight. Well, when you learn Grotus's divine plans, remember to tell me about them. I could use a good laugh. Oh, of course I will tell you. I will tell everyone. The word of Grotus will lead us forward into the inevitable. All right. So our priest is obsessed with the end times. That sounds familiar.
Time becomes distance.
What, the burger? You're apprehensive about the burger? Coward. Such a coward. And you say I'm the one that's scared to try new things. Let's go take care of the big boar. Okay, put her in the back. Put you between them. And quick save. Guardian of the Bloom. You're here. Please follow me.
Forwards!
Oh wait, this isn't the tusk.
Backwards!
This is the hut. Father, please. I looked for the herbs you asked for. There just weren't enough. Silence. Did you forget the rules? You speak when I say. That's a bit harsh.
Step, step, step!
This requires your attention.
Okay. Staircase decayed and collapsed long ago.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
I'm not afraid.
Okay.
Let us strike as one.
Consider me provoked.
Eh. Damn. Sun hits hard. In the early spring, Willow's leaves are the same color as our eyes. His too. I barely hold myself from burning them out with acid. It's his fault. Despicable, weak. If it was not for him, she would still be alive. Does not talk to me, looks away. Plans something. I know. I have to gather forest herbs and make a hiding place. Hide my charms. He is a coward, but he can steal and run away. I will punch it out of him. Everything hurts. I can barely walk. How could he? How? He would never bring himself to confront me on his own. He says his name is now Staglord. He says he will not let me die or let me go. He says I should not be calling him my son like I ever did. He told me to pack my things. We are leaving soon. He now has his people in his own fortress, hiding the charms in the herb cache. I probably should not. I will not be able to escape. He will not let me. So a shitty father created the Stag Lord.
Trail me.
You'll never give me orders again. What? Well then, summon your power. Or maybe you'd like to try the acid. I'm not your slave any longer. Not your toy. Not your son. Enough. I won't kill you. Your powers will be of use to me. From now on, you do as I say. You speak when I say. Disobedience leads to punishment.
I did as you asked.
Time becomes distance.
I have been waiting for you.
Okay.
The flowers, birds, and wind told me you would come. Oh, my poor flowers. They will perish before long in this bog.
Seems that only you can see or hear the nymph.
Who do you talk to? I don't see anyone. Should I be worried?
Tell me what to do next.
Search the area around the hut. Try to find anything that remained of the druid who lived here. I am sure the fog is his doing. This suffocating veil is as vicious as his nature. We should learn more about the fog and the ritual through which it was created. Return to me if you find anything. The past may hide the answers that shape the future.
Tell me about yourself. I would like to know more about my ally.
Do you really wish to know? Fine. I'll tell you a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there lived a young nymph. She lived in an enchanted forest, where 1,000 birds sung day and night, where the sun often left a spark or two hanging in the tree crowns, and where the starlight fell on sleepy glades like a glowing soft haze. The young nymph loved simple things, like sitting by the stream with her friends, braiding each other's hair and adorning their braids with crystals made of dew, or watching the flowers blooming. But inside her soul, the young nymph dreamed of something more. Oh, dreams. Nothing in any world can live without them. Even a seed that falls in fertile soil cannot sprout without the dream of the sun. The same was true for our nymph. She wished to turn her enchanted forest into a true fairy tale kingdom and fill it with thousands of wonders. But plans so ambitious rarely go unnoticed by greater powers.
Now you smell a storm coming.
Those greater powers decided to punish the nymph for her boldness. They sent a horrible monster to poison the enchanted forest and kill the singing birds. The nymph was forced to flee, And finally, she found shelter here, in the stolen lands. Here, she hoped to sprout the seeds of a new dream, even as she mourned the dream she'd lost. But then, the magic mist appeared, killing everything that lived. And the nymph cast about, desperately searching for help. So far, these are the fairy tale's final words. But I hope this is not the end, just yet.
Would you be willing to share the details of your story about these evil powers, the enchanted forest, the monster?
One day, perhaps. Perhaps I will tell you more. But it doesn't matter now. We need to concentrate on the problems at our doorstep. The Stag Lord, the Druid, the Mist.
I had a strange vision, a young man and an old druid who tortured him. Then they exchanged roles.
Yes, yes. The soil, water, and stones here are infused with toxic pain and fear. They poison this place as we speak. You have seen where your enemy's journey began. The one called Stag Lord was once the victim of a cruel madman, and has since become one himself. You see now how monsters are born. But what comes of regret for a thing you cannot change? There is no time to be lost. We must do away with the fog quickly.
Bots.
I have no one else I can ask for help. But I dare not insist. Please return if you decide to listen, or find yourself in need of advice. You come again. Did you find some? I will be waiting.
Okay. It's just
Spy?
a random
What
bot
do I
follow.
spy?
Token of the Dryad. It was just a single bot follow.
What's that thing?
I went to the old Temple of the Elk again today. Wicked, gloomy place. Just like my soul. It used to shine once, and it's hollow and horrible now. Did he spy on me? Maybe I should lock him up. No, let him be. What can he do? A useless coward. Just whimper and hide.
You come again. Did you find something?
Found the druid's notes. They mention a Temple of the Elk. Can this help us?
An ancient temple. The temple of the stag god. Yes, yes, that must be it. The place of power where the druid created the fog. Perhaps we'll be able to cleanse it from there. The temple hides in the thicket not far from here. You'll need to go there and purge the place of whatever evil still lingers there, summoned by the druid's sinister ritual. Take care. You are my only hope.
I have a clear goal now. I'll continue on my journey.
I'll carve my name onto your flesh.
Yep, I'll be trying the burger as well. If it sucks, I'll sue them. Shared stash, huh? Did you sue them over the sourdough burger? You didn't like that one either. The old oak. Did not like it. It was okay. I really enjoyed it. It was really my cup of tea. I was sad when they took it off the menu.
Face me if you dare.
Okay. Here's to just be 2.
Do not falter. Onwards.
Let's have her
This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
charge them. We'll have her charge the illusionist. You charge that one as well. And telekinetic fist. You pop that. You pop that. Jesus Christ. That made short work of them.
Step, step, step.
Probably. You're probably right. But then I won't be able to, like, do a live review of the burger. Any gatherables? They were out of meat. True. It's got to be a shorter way.
I need to catch my breath.
Not yet, you don't.
We should gather our strength.
So, why didn't you stay at the academy? You'd be living on Easy.
In Pitax, Easy Street is inhabited by those who diligently lick King Aravetti's boots. Or worse.
Oh.
Especially if they do it literally. No, thank you. I'd rather sing at a roadside tavern.
Time for fun.
Necromancer.
Stay behind me.
That'll do. I don't want fish, I want cow. All right, let's do this. save it here. Actually, it's hard save it here. Found the right trail. The ritual was held here, but be careful. There are dangerous beasts ahead. There are both guards of this place and tokens of the druid's evil magic. Please be careful.
What's that?
Primal giant frog.
Here I am. See?
Quick save that.
Ugh. Not doing it wrong. The spell is flawed. To victory!
Damn, girl. An ancient statue of Aristil seems to resist the ravages of time. The effects of years, rain, and wind have destroyed the temple walls, but they could not subdue the statue. Muddy water gives off a strange, nauseating smell that emits the tattered fog.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Won't kill me! I'll survive.
Oof.
I always survive. I'll survive. I
Jesus.
always survive.
True strike on them. Shit, is she dead? Yep, first time. I've played around in it a little bit, but I've never done like a full playthrough.
The weak suffer. I endure. I die.
Well, shit. I'm loving it.
I die. Free. What a miserable.
Although my party is getting the floor wiped with it. Yeah. We're on
Here I
challenging.
am. See?
I'll carve my name onto your flesh.
Between normal and hard.
I am your shield. This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
Let's shred them!
Remember that shocking grasp? Whoa, girl.
You're using it wrong. You're using it wrong.
Damn. She dead.
This won't kill me. I'll survive. I always survive.
The weak suffer. I endure.
Damn, son. Alright.
Adventures call to them.
I'm listening.
Berserk.
You can count on me.
Have fun and try not to die too much. No promises.
Together we are unstoppable.
Well,
Wow.
A reckoning is at hand.
That's personal.
The road calls. I'll take the lead.
give the order.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Let's see. Have fun studying, Tiger. We all know how much fun that is. Okay.
I am your shield. To victory!
Jesus. Wait, why did she go down?
This won't kill me!
There we go.
Here I am. See.
Anything is possible. Ready and willing.
What you want?
What you want? Okay. Those wolves are no joke, though. Primal boar.
Here.
I'll carve my name onto your flesh.
I can't keep this up much longer.
Whoa.
Yes.
I'm rocking a rogue, a eldritch scoundrel. Let's see. I want to save her berserks. Telekinetic fist. True strike. Defensive fighting. Damn.
Avenge me.
I'll cut you.
Oh, right.
Jesus. This fucking thing.
I'll survive. I always survive.
Yes.
May I suggest another way to use this spell?
Does he not have True Strike on? He doesn't. Or is it just one attack? Single attack roll. Okay. This thing, it's a little rough.
I die free.
What?
Jesus Christ. Wars are no joke.
I wonder what lies beyond.
Any fun to be had?
Ready and willing.
Done with
Just
waiting.
letting the ink dry.
Give the order.
Start by defensive fighting.
Quick, else we miss all the fun.
And Lindsay was called
I'm
forth.
listening.
I won't let you down.
Together we are unstoppable.
Here I am. Here. See.
Hey, Audible.
I am yours to command. I am your shield. What you want? What for Gorham? Ha! Ha!
Let's see. Maybe we can grease the pig.
I can't keep this up much longer.
Yep.
Yes.
It's almost dead. She's still tired from her last rage. God. There we go.
Don't hesitate.
Let's shake a leg. Time becomes distance.
Well,
What troubles you?
I'm listening.
Adventures call to them.
Esme, Axel, yes. Esme, Axel, yes. Esme, Axel, yes.
Lots of scrolls.
Esme, Axel, yes. Esme, Axel, yes. Esme, Axel, yes.
Okay. Oh, potions.
Running won't help you!
Bear-like treant.
Oh, Serenade, I see your light.
Shocking grasp 'em. Ow.
I always survive.
Wow. Damn. I forgot to buff up before.
Die! Die! Die!
The weak suffer.
Uh-oh. Not Lindsay. Not Lindsay.
Protect me, please. What a miserable last chapter.
Oh, she dead.
Free.
I wonder what lies beyond.
He has a weakness. Okay.
A reckoning is at hand.
You can count on me.
Yeah. I would believe it's fire. Okay. Magic missile, scorching ray. Honey. The bear's weakness has to be honey. Alchemist fire. Hold up. I swore I had a shrink person scroll. Produce person. There we go.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Okay.
Well, what you want?
I am yours to command.
Time becomes distance.
To victory!
Dawnflower, grant me strength. Work!
Cannot.
Work, you silly spell!
Can't do that to him.
What's that?
Go!
Acid splash.
The weak suffer. I endure.
Oof.
Can't keep this up much longer.
He's still swinging, though he's at negative 4 HP. He's almost dead. We won't lose it. Yeah, it's dead.
Yes.
Okay. Tristan.
I swear, never have I been so glad to meet a stranger.
Yeah.
Even with the power granted me by Sarenrae,
I'm not a fan
I
of True
almost
Strike
lost.
already.
You have my thanks. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tristian.
Half-orcs can still fight if they hit 0, I think, for 1 round. Okay. Okay. A local nymph directed me here. She thinks enchanted fog in this temple was created by the druid who serves the bandit leader. I expect defeating the beast guard should cause the fog to clear.
I have never spoken to nymphs, but I believe their assessment is accurate. The creatures occupying this temple are far from ordinary animals. The power that moved them here is related to the fog. The beasts hold the fog as anchors hold a ship dancing in the waves. From what I can tell, once the beasts are defeated, the fog should begin to clear.
They're defeated. The beasts are defeated. What now?
Praised be Sarenrae. Now, if my knowledge serves, the fog should weaken and eventually clear entirely. We need only wait. Perhaps somewhere more hospitable?
You're wounded. Do you need aid?
You are very kind. Kindness to strangers is in short supply these days. But worry not. Sarenrae's priests are skilled in the healing arts. I can heal myself.
How did you get here?
I was investigating this fog. I believe you have already discerned that it is magical in nature. I serve Sarenrae, goddess of sunlight.
So he's a priest?
Discovering an evil magic that isolated living creatures from the sun alarmed me in no small way. I was able to locate the place the fog originated from, but was too presumptuous and almost got into the beast's teeth.
With those beasts dead, I have other matters to attend to.
Please wait. You saved my life. I have no treasures or relics, but I have knowledge and the divine power of a priest. I wish to aid you in your journeys.
Feels much better than harem. I would welcome your assistance.
Thank you. I hope I will be of help.
And the only logical choice is Lindsay. The story is amazing. Good. Aram is basically a necromancer. Yeah, he kind of is obsessed with the end of the world, so it kind of makes sense. I mean, her buff is kind of nice to have, but having a good healer might be more beneficial. The priest has amazing buffs.
Step, step, step!
Okay. Quartz, pearl, and coin.
Something bothering you?
Let's see. Okay, that's a +2 to attack and AC in all checks. Do any of these require concentration? Can we just buff with everything? That's a... only lasts 1 round. Number of rounds equal to the number of dice in the priest channel energy. Kill every... Okay. Shield of Faith. Okay, so we buff Valerie with Shield of Faith. Give Blessing of Faithful to Amiri. And we have Bless. Okay. Quick save. Water is crystal clear and seems to radiate a gentle, soothing shine.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Look around for anything hidden. Yeah, I think that's it. We already looked over here, so let's go out and camp. Everlight's Blessing. What does that do? Doubling HP recovery. Haggis. Sure, let's make some haggis. Yeah, I'm not a fan of harem.
What you've said about your childhood is just mind-boggling. Do all the northern tribes treat their women like that?
Well, no. Not all of them. I'm the lucky one. I was born in the most savage tribe in the whole country. Even our neighbors looked at us like we're goblins.
14 hours for 6 rations. And spoiled haggis. Fantastic. Alright, while we're over here, let's go ahead and take care of Tusk Gutter. Hopefully this path leads me there. Tranquil Riverbed. Yeah, you hate that guy? Alright, quick saving it. Let's look at our formation now that we have Tristan. Let's put him in the back, put you here. Wait, this is all messed up. You go here, you go here. So, let's buff up.
Don't hesitate.
You have defensive.
Share your troubles.
Share your troubles.
Right here, my friend.
10 seconds? What the fuck? So here we are. The monster is here. I'll tear him apart. And don't interrupt me. I speak on when I speak on. There's a custom where I come from. Boy kills a monster in front of the elders to prove he is a man. Oh, that's funny. Wave 1 out of 10. A little ominous name. In our parts, boys must do something rather different to become men. Amiri throws an angry glance at the half-elf, and Octavia falls silent, but her teasing smile remains. In our tribe, girls don't get no initiation at all, so I arranged my trial myself, like the song about Kagul the orphan. I downed a cave lion in single combat. Here, see the scars I got in that battle? And do you know what my elders did after I threw the lion's skin at their feet? They invoked some formality and declared your initiation invalid. I wish. They laughed in my face. They said I scratched my belly myself and hired some man to kill the lion for me in trade for... Later they agreed my initiation, of course. They had no choice, but... Unless you really slay him in single combat, it'll take our whole party to bring this tusk gutter down. Think I can't butcher a pig by myself? So if the elders saw this beast was about to kill the boy, they would help him. There's no shame in that, but it doesn't matter. I'm just saying. Now you stand and watch me gutting the beast. Gorham, watch me.
Blood for Gorham!
Why? Just why, girl?
Tear them apart! I'll survive. I always survive. I'll survive. I always survive.
We forgot bless.
Dawnflower, grant me strength.
Critical hit 39. Holy shit. Did you miss on your shocking grasp?
Death comes.
Oh wait, we actually lost Tristan. Oh no.
Where to now?
Share your troubles.
Let's put that on her since she's going to charge in. And we'll do that after we actually start combat.
I am yours to command.
Ready and willing.
I yearn for entertainment. I'm quite a social person, you know. I enjoy meeting new people. They didn't learn to keep away from me yet.
Alright, we can fatigue the creature as well.
At first I said, no, I can't. Too dangerous. I insisted, but I should. I need that to survive. Then I argued, then agreed to do it. Oh, it's so hard to decide whether to have breakfast or not.
Critical hit of 29, though. Fatigue him. And do this. Kinetic fist. And you continue to shoot.
This won't kill me.
Oh, it's dead.
I'll survive.
And then
I'll
she's down.
survive.
Oh.
Oh, sir, I see your light.
There we go. Obi-Wan. Thank you for the Prime. Although that alert is really quiet. Why is it so quiet? Let's see. Turn that up another 20%. And that's that. Here we go. Thank you, Obi-Wan. I think the text to speech needs to be increased. But it's fine. But she does get decent dex. Dex, defense, dodge. Later with high dex and nice armor. What you say? See me in action? Almost chopped its head off. Well, almost chopped your head off. That's it. Trial done. Now no one dares say Amari is weak. You're a valiant warrior. Were there truly fools who doubted your strength? Some did, you know. I spit on them. No one will dare bark at me now. Still, why do you want to kill this monster? You passed this test back when you were with your tribe, didn't you? Well, not just some pups must pass this test. If a man is newcomer to a tribe, he must bring a monster's hide, prove he's not weak. I'm honored you consider me part of your new tribe. You're a strong and valiant warrior. Just don't start this, that. Don't talk to me about honor and valor. I know already. Still, I owe you thanks. You have a true chief's heart. You know what? If we meet another monster like this, I'll kill it too. Not for a test. Just that nobody would ever dare say Amiri isn't a warrior. A dumbass. Let's have a look around.
Right here, my friend.
Well, let's also heal up. That'll do for now.
Time becomes distance.
Bunny, 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 bunny. Hello, Spawn. Hello, Spawn-in-law.
Step, step, step.
Oh, look, honey.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
What's up, Red Lobster? Nope.
Trail me.
I want to show them. Too late. That hurt? A little bit? Yeah. The oldest spawn got engaged over the weekend.
Step, step, step.
And it's stream official, yeah. Can you call your other grandmother too? I'll give it to you.
Time.
They're too young.
Forwards. No, no. Backwards.
All right. I don't think there's anything else here for us to find.
Step, step, step.
Didn't catch all that backwards. Yeah. All right. Let's head to the old sycamore. Ruins of an old temple.
Something bothering you?
Like, is there a way to control their behavior? Because I don't want him rushing into melee. Just want him to hang back.
How may I help?
Let's see. Give him a crossbow. Okay. Don't have one at the moment, but
I shall end this suffering.
spitting centipede. Fantastic. Is that it?
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Action bar right side.
Confide in me.
Ha. Well, the eye is stealth. The head is the AI. Do these random encounters have a chance to have, like, hidden loot, or is that just the locations? Why are we walking so slow? We're not heavy.
Trail.
Just locations. Okay. Survivor achievement. Survived a storm? Maybe.
My strength betrays me.
Lightning is good, of course. But still, all this magic is just fooling around.
You're just jealous that I can do it and you can't.
Failed camouflage. Failed cooking.